Hello,
Yeah, sure.
everyone, and a big warm welcome to the XDC Network AMA series. Now, in this XDC Network AMA series, we invite various partners and the application teams who have done their projects or they are partnered or they have a stake in the XDC network. And basically, it is to showcase their portfolio, the products, services, etc. And the objective here is to create an awareness of the XDC network, the complete ecosystem. And in this way, we try to build up the ecosystem and scale the complete entire community. A little bit of an introduction about myself. My name is Ninu, and I am a technology evangelist. In the blockchain space, I help the founders to evangelize their technology, their product, their platform. And I help to build up their ecosystem, scale up their community. And I do have a podcast channel called Blockchain Hustle, through which over the last couple of years, I have shared my learnings throughout this blockchain journey. So, in this channel, you have a number of episodes which the themes span across various concepts, explanation of the various concepts of blockchain technology, and linking them to the real world applications. And it covers also, apart from the basic concepts, it goes into the tokenomics, it goes into NFTs, and it goes into the impact in various the impact of blockchain into various verticals. So there's a whole lot of information. It's basically, I would say, educational and informational. And it is available on the usual podcast channels like your Apple Podcast, Google, Podbean, YouTube, the channel on which you are watching this AMA. So I would strongly recommend you to go take a look. And if you do like the content out there, do subscribe to it. Thank you. So today's session is on an entity called Frontier. And Frontier is a blockchain agnostic, DeFi, decentralized finance aggregation layer. And the Frontier wallet helps to track your multiple assets across various blockchain protocols without the need to switch applications. But to get to know more of this, today we have the founder and the CEO of this entity, Frontier, Mr. Ravindra Kumar, as our guest for the session. A very warm welcome to you, Ravindra.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. Pleasure to have a discussion here on Frontier.
Thank you, Ravindra. Ravindra, can we kickstart this session with you explaining a little bit about your background, about yourself, and how did you get about to start Frontier?
For sure. Okay, my background. Okay, I've been a programmer all my life. Okay, I've built a lot of mobile products in the past. Okay, I built products in India where I've scaled to 50 million downloads on mobile, and I've built products in US where I've scaled to 25 million downloads. So I started my crypto journey way back in 2017 during the ICO era.
Hmm.
My first experience with crypto was like writing a smart contract for some of the ICOs. Okay, I used to write token contract, vesting contract, and few other kind of contracts for the ICO projects. Okay,
Hmm.
that's how I started in crypto. So overall, after having had a really good taste of how things work at crypto and stuff like in through the ICO era. Okay, I joined Instadap as a CTO. Instadap is one of the first limelight crypto project from India. Okay,
Hmm.
they have actually done more than 100 billion cumulative volume on across the chain, or like in terms of like managing the portfolio of more than 100 billion. So
Hmm.
that's when I started the actual crypto work. Okay, I learned everything about DeFi at Instadap. Okay, when I was working at Instadap, mm, the volume in DeFi was around 20 million only.
Hmm.
Okay, it was we were really too early to into DeFi. Okay, something
Okay.
like the DeFi word the itself wasn't invented at that point in time. Okay, I
Hmm.
still remember there was a Telegram group, okay, which was joined by like Compound Finance, Set Protocol, and few other founders
Hmm.
joined this group, and like we just started discussing in that group,
Hmm.
saying like what should we call this technology. Like some people wanted to call this like open finance. Some people wanted to call this um, something else. Okay, like then everybody like finalized we should call this as decentralized finance. Okay,
Hmm.
like once we decided we should call this decentralized finance, we started talking about DeFi everywhere, like in
Hmm.
the in Twitter, DeFi. That's how this DeFi term got originated.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so
Interesting.
everything I learned about DeFi at Instadap. Okay, like and my background with Frontier. Okay, like my background with mobile development, I wanted to build for something on mobile and DeFi. Okay, that's when I started working on Frontier.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. Okay. So you let's get on to the product, and because you mentioned DeFi, could you start with just setting a basic the foundation here as to what is a DeFi wallet? Why do you need one? And then comes the thing about the Frontier wallet.
So the current situation with the wallets. Okay, like we have a lot of challenges. Okay, we have uh, we have like EVM based wallets. Okay, when we started Frontier, okay, there was only one relevant chain, that was Ethereum. Okay,
Hmm.
now we have like so many other chains. Okay, the entire ecosystem has become multi-chain.
Hmm.
Okay, and like if you take example of MetaMask, it supports EVM only. Okay,
Hmm.
and we have some other wallets, okay, which support specific ecosystem. Okay,
Hmm.
there is some wallet which supports Cosmos ecosystem. There are some wallets which supports Solana ecosystem. There are some wallets which supports like only near ecosystem. Because of like so many products being built for this particular ecosystem, there is a huge fragmentation.
Hmm.
Okay, like when this entire like entire ecosystem is growing in terms of multiple blockchains, you
Hmm.
can't have multiple wallets like
Hmm.
to manage your portfolio, like manage your application. Okay,
Hmm.
that's when like Frontier comes into play. Frontier has been the like truly multi-chain wallet. Okay, like we support EVM, we support Solana, we support like Near and all the major blockchains. Like, and
Hmm.
also we recently launched support for XDC Network as well. So
Hmm.
without leaving the actual wallet, like you will get access to all the blockchains. Okay, you don't have to install multiple blockchains. Okay,
Hmm.
this is the problem which we are trying to solve. So
Hmm.
we call ourselves as a DeFi wallet because like we are not just um, we are not just a wallet like with the DApp browser. Okay, we have built the interface in a
Hmm.
native way. Okay, like
Hmm.
we've built a lot of interface. Let's say if there's a swap experience, if you want to trade token from one token to another token,
Hmm.
we have built a native interface. Okay, which you can use it on the mobile. Okay, like
Okay.
right now in most of the existing other wallets, like you will have to go to DApp browser, and like you will be like forced to use the web experience.
Hmm.
Okay, like, so like if like right now the entire like DeFi ecosystem, the volume
Hmm.
and everything is coming from the power users.
Hmm.
Okay, but if you want to take this adoption to mainstream users, I
Hmm.
don't think like you can do it through a desktop experience. Okay, like
Hmm.
it doesn't make sense to do an adoption through desktop experience.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, that's the exactly thing the thing which we are trying to solve. We are trying to like increase the accessibility for Web3
Hmm.
like through mobile. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned about the experience, the interface rather. You said it's a native interface. So when you have multiple wallets, right, on the frontier, uh, when a person is interacting with the different dApps on this whatever protocol we are talking about, is it the regular interface there, or is it Frontier's own interface, or what is it? Could you just explain a little bit on that?
So over the period of time, we have built a common like UI framework. Okay,
Hmm.
for the lot of DeFi primitives.
Hmm.
Okay, let's say like on the like if you consider yield farming and lending as a DeFi primitive,
Hmm.
both lending, earning, staking, all of these, okay, like these DeFi primitives goes under on.
Hmm.
Consider it as like we have extracted all of this on components and
Hmm.
put it under the on section. So
Okay.
we already have the lot of common components which users are already familiar when it comes to mobile.
Okay. So
Yes.
when you've talked about, sorry, you've talked about the mobile browsers and the web browsers, and then you've got it to the mobile so that it would be more accessible to more people, the regular people, right? So when
Yes.
it comes as from the developer's perspective, in your opinion, what do people gravitate more towards Web3, sorry, the web browsers, or they move more towards the mobile browsers?
So when it comes to developers, okay, like in terms of usage
Yeah.
or you in terms of building, like what do
Hmm.
you, in which context are you asking this question?
Hmm. I'm talking about in terms of the developer. So I understand,
Developer who wants to build on Web3.
yeah, for on the web browser. I mean, I'm talking about a desktop or as compared with a mobile. Apart from the accessibility to multiple people, as far as a developer is concerned, is there any context there, or it is agnostic of that?
I guess it's not building a mobile product needs a lot more effort and lot more skills.
Hmm.
Okay, like mobile development has been happening from 2006. Okay,
Hmm.
like and from the first version when Android launched,
Hmm.
people have been building mobile products. Okay, like
Hmm.
mobile building a mobile app is not a big deal, but
Hmm.
building a Web3 mobile app, like you need to have experience of mobile development plus Web3.
Okay.
Okay, like
Hmm.
you need to have both. Okay, like
Yeah.
that's something which like it's not going to be very straightforward.
Hmm. Okay.
Yes.
So that's where the real challenge comes in.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
everything I learned at Instant app and like everything I learned in DeFi ecosystem, like I was able to like gel with my past experience of building mobile product. That's how like I've been able to build a mobile product.
you leveraged on that. It was a good
Yes,
amalgamation of that. Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So, Ravindra, on the assets, when we are talking about tracking multiple assets, right here, what are the different assets are we talking about? Are we talking about tokens, cryptocurrencies, NFTs? Could you share a little bit more on that? Some details?
So like typical crypto user, Web3 user, what are the things which he does?
Hmm.
Okay, like he buys crypto like probably like using credit card or using like on ramp or something like that.
Hmm.
Okay, he does trading on the Texas.
Hmm.
Okay, like he bridges his asset to another chain.
Hmm.
Okay, like he buys NFT.
Hmm.
Okay, like he lends his assets, he stakes his assets.
Hmm.
Okay, he borrows some of the assets. Okay, these are the some of the primitives what typical Web3 user can do it.
Hmm.
So we provide a native interface for all of these DeFi primitives.
Okay.
Yes, that's how like we make it. It's nothing to do with the protocol. It's all about like what are the DeFi primitives which
Hmm.
typically like Web3 users do it.
Hmm.
Okay, and NFT, like we don't have a way to buy an NFT within the Frontier wallet as of now.
Hmm.
Okay, because there is some restriction since we are a mobile wallet.
Hmm.
Okay, Apple or Google doesn't allow like buying something within the app. Okay, like the
Okay.
buying flow has to go through like Play Store or the App Store because they'll get a revenue, 30% revenue out of it.
Okay.
So that's not there yet. Okay, like but overall like we will still be able we are NFT portfolio. Let's say if you have a music NFT, you can play that as part of the music player. Like if you have a
Hmm.
video NFT, you can just stream as part
Hmm.
of the video player and all of that.
Hmm. So, okay, so you can access those NFTs, but let's say if one was to trade one's NFT and go to, let's say, OpenSea, for example, would one be able to do that through the Frontier wallet?
Right now, like we can do it through like Wallet Connect. Okay, they can connect to OpenSea through Wallet Connect of
Okay,
Frontier. Okay, like
yeah,
then they can trade the assets which is part of Frontier wallet. Okay,
okay,
trading within the application, like it has a lot of restriction as of.
okay. And those, what I understand is those restrictions are mainly coming because it's a mobile application and it goes through the Google and the Apple Play Store, etc.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So coming to the access, if I have got this right, it is if I need to get the Frontier Wallet app, I download it from Apple or from the Google Play Store.
Yes.
Okay, fine. And let's say if I have positions in various things like, for example, in Uniswap or XYZ and so forth, would I be able to have one consolidated picture or a dashboard for what
Yes,
my,
that's exactly what we have done. Okay, that's exactly what we have done. Okay,
okay,
like to going back to Frontier's story, like we started as a
hmm,
portfolio tracker.
hmm,
Okay, like I built the first version of the app
hmm,
to track the positions across the protocol.
hmm,
Okay, like we were not a full-fledged wallet back then. Okay, when
hmm,
we launched the first version.
hmm,
Okay, like when time goes by, like we started adding more and more features, like we became a full-fledged wallet. But even now you
hmm.
can like manage like track your positions as well as manage your positions within the wallet.
Okay. So if I
Yes,
need to do some kind of what do you call it as an asset rebalancing of the portfolio, for example,
yes, you can do
or
it.
I can do all that stuff.
Yes,
Okay.
you
Okay.
can do it on the go. Like that's the whole point of Frontier. Okay, like
Yeah.
that has been our vision from day zero, like getting everything, like not just tracking, you also want to manage it. Okay, there is
Hmm.
another important aspect. Okay, like
Hmm.
that is notifications. Okay, like
Hmm.
notifications are very trivial when it comes to DeFi positions.
Hmm.
Okay, like just in case, like if some of the price goes down, like the position gets liquidated. Okay,
Yeah.
there is no preemptive like notification being sent. Okay, saying like this position will be liquidated.
Yeah.
Please add more collateral or some do something. Like there is no such thing. Okay, we
Uh-huh.
have that thing.
Okay. So
Yes,
you have a pretty smart DeFi notifications there.
yes, yes. Based on
Okay.
the DeFi state.
Okay. And how long has the have this notification been there? I mean, I basically want to understand how do your customers, your audience, what's the feedback from them? Because that's not very often seen to see such a rich notification, right?
So we have been having this feature for quite some time. Okay, like from more than 15 months. Okay, like
Hmm.
initially we started with send and receive notification. If you receive an asset, we used to send a notification. If you send the
Hmm.
asset, we used to send a notification. Later on, we started adding notification based on the DeFi protocols. Okay,
Okay.
something like the collateralization,
Hmm.
like alert, liquidation alert,
Hmm.
something like APY
Hmm.
spike alert. Okay, like let's say
Okay.
if
Yeah.
I'm lending some of the assets
Yeah.
for X APY,
Yeah.
if there is a stable coin which starts getting more API and another protocol, we just send a notification.
Okay. So I
So
guess that's a
something like
pretty
something like that.
yeah, that's a pretty attractive feature for the DeFi users, right?
Yes, yes, but the problem is not the feature. Okay, problem is
Yeah.
like we have very little number of users as
Yeah.
part of the DeFi ecosystem as of now. Okay, if you
Okay.
take any big protocol which has
Hmm.
billions of TVL, okay,
Hmm.
the number of users is still less than 100K.
Okay.
We have a very less number of users like who mostly understand how crypto works, who mostly understand
Hmm.
how mnemonic phrase work, how private key works.
Hmm.
Okay, nobody from the
Hmm.
mainstream adoption has like started using DeFi or Web3
Hmm.
because the infrastructure isn't ready yet.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So apart from, is there anything else that you're doing to address this challenge of making it more mainstream? Apart from, of course, the main thing about your Frontier wallet. multi-asset tracking and stuff and notifications.
So the idea of Frontier, like we are like ultimately we want to bring mainstream adoption to Web3 and DeFi,
Hmm.
but to achieve that, okay, like before we build it for the next billion users,
Hmm.
we wanted to address the existing power users who are already like were already familiar with
Hmm.
DeFi and Web3 ecosystem.
Hmm.
So as of now, we have been building for the power users.
Hmm.
Okay, like once we are like completely like through the power users, like we get a feedback and do the iteration and like once we capture the power users itself,
Hmm.
and then we will come up with the funnel to
Hmm.
capture the mainstream users. So
Hmm.
as of now, the biggest problems which I see like it with the for the mainstream user to get adoption in crypto and DeFi
Hmm.
is one thing is key management itself, private key management, and the seeds phrase
Okay.
management.
Yeah.
And the next biggest challenge is the on ramp itself. Okay, like
Hmm.
there is no seamless way to buy a crypto right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, like
Hmm.
let's say I just want to buy like 1,000 rupees worth of crypto. I'll just like do an UPI transaction.
Hmm.
Okay, and that is not there. Okay,
Hmm.
right now, let's say like mm, we have we have a list of dApps which we use it like
Hmm.
across various like protocols.
Hmm.
Like once we solve this like onboarding and on ramp problem,
Yeah.
we will make all of those dApps discoverable to the existing mainstream users.
Okay.
Okay, like
Hmm.
if you take example of Indian mentality, right? Like Indian
Yeah.
mentality, like let's say there were a lot of users like who used to lend their assets for interest. Okay,
Hmm.
like Indians like mostly are like very much like interested in earning interest.
Hmm.
Like there is no simpler discoverability for this. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
onboarding to crypto is one challenge, onboarding to like buying a crypto is another challenge, and we have the another biggest challenge is onboarding into dApp itself.
Hmm. 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 Got it.
So
Yeah.
so we have been building infrastructure over the period of time. Okay, this is not going to be like
And
one
overnight.
time thing. Okay, like we have to iterate over the period of time and then like evolve.
Hmm. Okay. So it's quite a journey to go through.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So all these transactions, right? What are the fees which Frontier charges? What can you talk about that?
As of now, we don't charge any fees. Okay, like we
Mm.
are working on our monetization module as of now.
Yeah.
Okay, like some portion of our monetization model is going through the audits, so we
Mm.
don't charge any fees. Like we have done all the third party integration. It's zero fee on the Frontier side.
Okay. So, which
Yes.
means that as a user, if I am accessing a particular dApp on a certain blockchain protocol, it would be the gas fees of that protocol, but not anything additional from Frontier side. Correct?
Nothing additional from the Frontier side. We are just
Okay.
a non-custodial wallet
Yeah.
facilitating the interface. Okay, like instead
Okay.
of like going through the dApp experience on desktop, you can do the
Yeah.
same operation on the mobile, like
Mm.
completely in a non-custodial way. There is
Okay.
no layer or proxy on top of it.
Okay. And
Yes.
you do not ask the Frontier wallet, it doesn't ask for any private keys, right? So, how exactly does the transaction go through? Like, if I
Yeah,
want to go,
we did not have it in the initial version, but now you can import the private key in the full-fledged wallet when we launched.
yeah.
Okay, like we have a way to import your private key, seed phrase, and everything.
Okay. So, there is something I was going through one of the articles or maybe through your website. I understand there is something called a transaction link, the TX link.
Yeah, transaction link was built like almost like 2 years ago. The
Yeah.
idea of transaction link, like when we started, we were just a tracker. We were not a full-fledged wallet.
Okay.
At that
Hmm.
point in time, like the idea was you use all the frontier features, but
Yeah.
don't import your wallet. And if
Okay.
you want to do the transaction, do the transaction in your preferred wallet. Okay, let's say if you are already familiar with MetaMask
Yeah.
or Trust Wallet,
Trust
you
wallet.
still
Yeah.
you'll still get all the features. You have it in Frontier as well as Trust Wallet, but
Yeah.
the final step, like which happens, the transaction signing happens in your preferred wallet. Okay, like
Okay.
that was the idea of transaction link. But
Okay.
later on, when we got more and more interest from the users, we built
Hmm.
the whole wallet.
Okay.
Yes.
But you because you have all these wallets aggregated, when it comes, and you mentioned about the audit, right? So when it comes to having this aggregation of multiple wallets, and when your safety, the security, etc., and the audit is concerned, it's not just, I would say, I would presume it's not just on the Frontier wallet, but also the wallets that you're trying to aggregate, right? So how do you work with all these aggregation integrations, etc., from the security
it's
perspective?
it's it's a push method actually. It's a decision.
Okay.
Okay, like when it comes to like we can't sign the transaction ourselves. We can just figure out what are the transaction parameters. Okay, what needs to be signed. Okay,
Okay.
the signing is done by the user itself. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
if that's a user choice. Okay, like if user has chosen the malicious wallet, okay, like
Hmm.
malicious wallet, it's a black swan event, okay, for them.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
it's not just affecting the Frontier because we are connecting with them.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
affecting their entire portfolio. So it's nothing to do with like how we go about it. But as far as the security aspect of Frontier itself, okay, we use an open source library from Trust Wallet, which is called Wallet Core, like which keeps getting audited every now and then, and also
Hmm.
open source. Okay,
Hmm.
we use this for wallet signing and like managing the security of the wallet layer.
Okay.
So it's pretty transparent.
Okay. And
Yes.
what are the audit frequencies?
It like every 6 months there is an audit. Okay, but there are some of the things, okay, which is pretty straightforward. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say there is an Ethereum
Hmm.
wallet signing layer.
Hmm.
Okay, like the same wallet signing layer can be used on all the EVM chains. You don't have to audit that
Hmm.
Ethereum signing layer again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it's already like working on Ethereum, like it should work on other EVM chains as well.
Hmm. Okay.
Same goes with BTC, same goes with XRP. If all of that is already working, like we don't
Hmm.
have to audit again. Let's say if there's a new blockchain, something
Hmm.
like Near blockchain, something like Polkadot coming up, like at that point
Hmm.
in time, there's a need for audit.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So when you're
And the
talking,
audit is specific to that particular ecosystem, not just entire source code doesn't have to be audited again.
okay. Okay.
Yes,
That aspect of the ecosystem. Okay.
yes.
So, is there any reward for a person? I mean, apart from the ease and the convenience, etc., is there any reward for the user to hold his or her assets on Frontier?
We had something like rabbit hole in the past. Okay, like we will be like coming up with this feature. Okay, if you perform some of the operations as part of the Frontier, like you'll get a reward. Okay, but over the period of time, like that wasn't scalable to keep on
Hmm.
giving the reward, like as and when more and more usage of the application, we can't
Hmm.
keep on giving the rewards. So
Hmm.
like we stopped at some point in time. Like we were giving the staking rewards, we were giving few other rewards. So
Hmm.
now in the future, like we are thinking of coming up with a wizard.
A
Okay,
wizard.
let's say wizard, like let's say you do certain operations. Okay, like if you want to learn everything about DeFi, you
Yeah.
have to do like five things. Okay, you have to mint an NFT, you have to like buy an NFT, you have to like sell an NFT, something like that. If you perform all of that, you'll get a reward. Okay, this
Okay.
is this is part of like onboarding mainstream users. Okay,
So
as
you're
of
actually,
now,
sorry,
yes.
you're actually creating an awareness and educating people in that, right? And getting them, while getting them on board as well as rewarding.
Yeah, like we are educating and we are providing a wizard and a simplified way on the
Hmm.
process. Okay, like we will partner with these protocols. Okay,
Hmm.
they will get users, they'll get volume. Like
Okay.
in return, they'll pay us something. Okay, we will pay that back to our users.
Hmm. So when you say reward, Ravindra, what is that reward, if I can ask? It is in
It's
terms of
it's
what?
it's definitely probably like some NFT or some token like as a reward. Okay,
Okay.
based on the particular campaign.
And you have mentioned quite a few protocols in the midst of all this chat, but could you just give in one this thing? What are the different protocols that Frontier supports as of now?
Okay, we support like all the basic essential protocols on across the chains. Okay, for example, on Ethereum, like if you see like the top 10 protocols, MakerDAO, Curve Finance, Lido,
Hmm.
Compound Finance, Aave, like we support all of them. Okay,
Okay.
like same like across the chains, if you go to Binance Smart Chain, okay, like there are they have a different ecosystem. Okay,
Yeah.
we are like there is a Venus protocol which is exactly similar to Compound Finance, but
Hmm.
it's a Binance Smart Chain specific lending protocol. So
Okay.
we have to cover all the essential operations of any blockchain. Like we support those protocols.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So to make it as pervasive.
it's yes, as per the blockchain. Okay, for example, if you think of Solana,
Hmm.
Solana has like different ecosystem. They also have a different lending protocol. They have also have a different yield farming protocol. Okay,
Hmm.
we support based on the chains. Okay,
Okay.
that's how
Yeah.
I kind of put it. Like the way we choose these protocols is
Yeah.
based on how many number of users use that particular protocol.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah.
probably go to DeFi Llama, like look at the TVL, look at the number of users, and then
Yeah.
like we go through a security like check. Okay, if the source code is open source, if it is secure enough, and then we add it into on it like our interface.
So getting onto the XinFin, the XDC network.
Yes.
You want to share as to how you got about it? What were the considerations? Why did you select that? Would that also included it into your portfolio?
So we had a really good experience working with the untapped blockchains. Okay,
Hmm.
when XDC, the first point was like XDC was EVM. Like the implementation is pretty straightforward.
Hmm.
Okay, we had some dependencies like which got delayed, but like eventually like it was ultimately an EVM chain. Like we were able to like ship it.
Hmm.
Okay, that is one thing, like the EVM based chain. And the
Yeah.
other things was like when it comes to untapped market, like we will have more say.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, being a multi-chain wallet, okay,
Hmm.
when there are some other wallets which is built specific to an ecosystem,
Hmm.
it's like it's we don't get any any access into that ecosystem. Okay, like when we choose of an untapped ecosystem, like we get a lot of users. Okay,
Okay. Hmm.
that's the reason like we decided XTC network. Okay, previously like we used the similar strategy. Okay,
Yeah.
like we built a staking interface for one of the networks.
Hmm.
Okay, which gave us like more than 500 million volume.
Hmm.
Like for that particular network we process more than 500 million volume through our wallet. So
That's
untapped networks have been always really good, and like it's really helpful for our core marketing and like the outreach as well.
yeah. And I think it works both ways, both for those
Yes,
protocols as well
definitely.
as what you have just mentioned for yourself for
Yes,
Frontier.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So what do you have in the pipeline, the roadmap ahead? Where do you see Frontier in maybe the next 1 year, 2 year?
In next 1 year, like crypto is like in 1 year in crypto is like 25 years like in the normal web 2. Like so the way I see it, like it's a very fast moving like place. Okay, like so what I feel is ultimately in next 5 years, okay, we want to become a front page of DeFi on front page of web 3.
Hmm.
Okay, like how Reddit became front page of internet. Okay,
Yeah.
like if anybody thinks of web 3 or anything, I they should think of Frontier. That's my ultimate goal. Okay, but immediate roadmap for the next 6 months.
Hmm.
Okay, we want to add like increase our distribution into more chains, and
Hmm.
we want to increase our distribution into more dApps.
Hmm.
Okay, and like in the next 6 months, from whatever we have already built for the power users, we want to
Hmm.
expose all of these to mainstream users. Okay, we will
Hmm.
have to create a lighter version of the application,
Hmm.
something like remove all the technical jargon. Okay, like
Yeah.
I'm like as a mainstream user, I just want to earn crypto like probably in 3 to 4 taps.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and I don't mind like trying out Frontier. I just want to earn it with certain number of tabs.
Hmm.
Okay, if we can create that kind of a funnel, like that will be like really game changer for us, and
Hmm.
as well as the mainstream crypto users.
Okay, great. Good. So, Ravindra, as last one here, do you have any specific message for the XDC network community here?
I guess like XCC network has been like doing really great job in terms of onboarding more users to NFT ecosystem,
Hmm.
and there is a lot of synergies when it comes to NFTs and stuff. Okay,
Hmm.
and anybody like who is thriving to build something on NFTs, like they should definitely check out XCC network. Okay, and there is a lot of other primitives which is already built in the XDC network, and the team has been really supportive when there's a builders coming into a particular network. Okay,
Hmm.
like they have been very supportive. Like this is something which we have experienced. Okay,
Hmm.
that's what I would say.
Good to hear.
Yes.
So, Ravindra, that brings me to the end of the session. But before I wrap up this episode, is there anything which I have missed out and something that you would like to share with the community here?
Yeah, we are going to launch our Chrome extensions this month. Okay,
Hmm.
which will be the first multi-chain Chrome extension. Okay, which supports EVM, Solana, XDC, NIA protocol, and all the Polkadot ecosystem and Cosmos ecosystem. Okay,
Hmm.
it's something like this is the only Chrome extension you would need to like navigate across the blockchain. Okay, you
Okay.
don't have to install multiple Chrome extension. Okay,
Yeah.
like we have completed the development of this. We are going through the audit for this
Okay.
exact extension right now. Once
Yeah.
we are like through the audit, like we'll be able to launch it
Okay. And what's the time frame?
within this month.
Within this month. So that's going to be,
Yes,
it's mid of the month, right? So pretty
yes,
shortly.
yes, very sure.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Ravindra, for that share and for your time. And we wish you all the best for your venture.
Yes,
And thanks again.
thanks.
So thanks a lot, community, as usual, for your great support. And next week we have another AMA, and that is with Comtech Gold. So do stay tuned. Thank you. Cheers.